David, busy week for the football club. Your take first of all on the departure of Edin Rahic. What is it you understand in terms of what has gone on and your reaction to the departure of one of the sort of people right at the top of the club this week?
Yeah, I think Stefan's made a decision, and I think everybody at the club accepts it, and I think it's something that they've came to a conclusion that they wanted to do. And as I said, I've had plenty of meetings since I've been here with Stefan and Edin, so these are things now that we just want a new chapter for the club, as Stefan and Julian said yesterday, and then we just want a new chapter and we want the club to move forward now.
Did you have conversations with Stefan and Julian prior to the news this week?
No, as I said, I met Stefan yesterday along with Julian, and we had a good conversation, and he's been very upbeat, and everything that he's come out and said in the media about backing me, he's just reiterated that again, so it's very good for us to know that. And as I said, me and Julian will be looking after the football side, and Julian will be looking after the business side, but obviously we'll be working very closely together.
You talked in the past about you have dealt with Edin Rahic from sort of day-to-day operations and the like. How will your dealings change now that Julian's in that position? Are you confident that things can sort of go ahead with steady hands now for the rest of the season at least? Yeah,
I think Julian's been through the course of everything. He's a Bradford City fan, he was a co-owner and chairman, so he's very experienced. And we've been working closely over the last 3-4 weeks since Julian's actually come into the club, so I don't think anything's really going to change from that perspective. And as I says, we've got a good relationship, and as I say, we need to work together and hopefully get away from where we are.
Stefan's statement was strong. He said it was important that they try and wash away the dreadful memories of the last 12 months and push forward, and that the fans deserve better. Would that be your understanding of the last 12 months from what you've come in and witnessed, and now how much impetus does that put on you and the players to help push the club forward now that this change has been made?
Yeah, I think it's difficult for me to comment in 12 months. I've only been here just over 3 months, so since I've been here, everything's going to be put on myself now with the football side, and I think that's what fans will look at now. The fans who have stayed away will probably come back in their droves now, and it's important that we push together. I've always said the same thing now. We've got a clear passage of where we want to go. I think this has came to an end now, and I think it's a new chapter for the club, and it's something that we really need to go and push forward now and be positive, and hopefully, as I said before, we get the fans right behind us, and we deserve great backing. I think Stefan does too for what he's done for the club, and obviously Julian deserves great backing because, as I says, he's a Bradford fan through and through, and we need to make sure that everything's positive now, and we try and get a wee bit of momentum and we push forward and try and get away from where we are in the league.
You sympathise with what the fans have been through. It's been a difficult 12 months for them, and their focus has been almost exclusively on one man. Now they'll be able to turn back to the team, as you say, and hopefully focus on the football.
Yeah, I think they will. I think it's been a minority. I think even the fans who have been coming to games have been very good towards myself and the players, and we're going to need that backing towards the end of the whole season now to make sure we lift the place and we make sure that everything we do now is positive, and we get away from as you say, the last 12 months a wee bit of negativity has been with us, and then we need to make sure we push this and it's a positive reaction from everyone.
Let's talk about other matters. Anton McAlone, what can you tell us about what he's going to bring to the club as your new number 2?
He's worked at the highest level. He was at Tottenham for 10 years. He went to New England Revolution with Bradford. He had an experience, a very good year. He enjoyed the MLS. He's came back. He's fantastic sports scientist. I think the players are realising that over the last couple of days with his training regime. It's a wee bit different from what they've been used to. I think the players have responded to it, and as I said, he's a professional person. He's a good coach, and he brings a lot of wealth of experience that maybe we were lacking. And that's when I came into the club. I had to make sure that I got someone who was going to try and change the dynamics of what we were missing. And I think he's probably top his game at doing that, and hopefully players will respond to it.
Feels like you've had to be patient to get the man that you want in to come and work with you.
Yeah, well, it was difficult because obviously his MLS contract didn't finish until the end of November. He had his wife and kids over there, so to get back home and try and get everything sorted was going to take time. But I was prepared to wait, and as I say, and I think the players and even the staff today are realising how professional he is and what he's up to in the game, with the physio side, the strength and conditioning side of it. And I think the staff especially have really responded to him.
it sounds like, based on what we've heard from you and from the players as well, Paul Caddis today, in terms of how quick he's had an impact. Can it be difficult sometimes for new coaches to come in mid-season and hit the ground running, because it sounds like he hasn't had that problem yet?
Yeah, no, it's difficult. He's only been here a few days, but I think the players have seen how professional he is. I think the standards, everything's just raised that wee bit again, because obviously he's worked at a top level, and the players have seen that. Also with the coaching side, Martin's coaching, and now we've got someone else that specialises in a very particular position. You've got to be highly skilled to do it, and as I said before, we're lucky to have one. So is Bradford City, because the players here can only get better.
What does that do for the rest of your staff? You talked about Martin. How will his role change or not going forward, and do you need to do any more work now with in terms of recruitment of your staff?
Yeah, I think nothing will change in Martin. I think it adds another person who can do what Anton can do, 3 or 4 different roles, and it's good. He can give us a hand in different departments. Martin's still be coaching. He's a very good coach, a young coach. He wants to learn. He wants to progress, which is good, and that's what I like to see in people. And I say the coaching staff side is probably only goalkeeper coach that we need to maybe sort out. But to say I'm not in a particular rush to do it, because we need to make sure we get the right person in.
In terms of on the pitch, how do you feel about your club's form at the moment? How would you sum up where the team is currently on the field?
I think anybody who's watched us over the last 6-7 weeks, we're getting better. We're starting to get players back. We've had a couple of unfortunate results, I think, due to circumstances. We played a very good looking team who we lost 4-0 to, but when you've got your 2 centre backs out, it's very difficult. And I say even in Saturday against Peterborough, I thought 2-0 down, and the players showed great character. Thought we were a better team in the second half, and we scored 2 late goals. So the mindset's changing of the players, and I think they're seeing the professionalism now. It's starting to take over and take a wee bit of aim, and I think the players are starting to believe in it.
Do you think you'd have been able to pull that sort of result out early on in your tenure, in terms of fitness and mentality and mindset, to come from 2-0 down to get a draw as you managed to?
Yeah, it's difficult to say, because it's probably, even just now, I've probably not played the same team twice. So it's been very difficult circumstances to do it. But as I say, the players have given me everything they've got, and it says maybe earlier in my tenure they wouldn't have been able to do it, but I think the fitness levels are getting better. We're going for 90 minutes now, and I think we played against a very good Peterborough side, and a lot of people said it was, oh, we were lucky doing this and that. It's not. It's mentality. It's fitness levels. We kept going, and we were still pushing to try and make it 3-2. So it's great credit to the players, and these are things now that I want to make sure that the players are fully focused in everything we do now.
Really answering some questions of them now, I suppose, as well, in terms of Oxford. There was a lot of build up towards that game and how important a result would be in that. Answered that question. What about Plymouth then? It's another team in and around you. What sort of opportunity or challenge do you think they present you this weekend?
Yeah, they've had some great results. I mean, they were bottom of the league, and they've managed to get away from it. Derek's a very experienced manager, and he's been there before with Plymouth. I think they were bottom in the league last season and finished 7th or 8th in the league, so they weren't far away from the playoffs. So we've got to take credit heart for that, and say it's going to be a tough game, it's going to be a long journey, but we need to make sure the players are prepared right, and we've got 5 or 6 games before January that we need to really start. Hopefully we can pick up some wins, because as I say, over the last 5 or 6 games, it's probably only the Luton game that we've had a setback from, but we've bounced back great against a very good Peterborough side.
Does what they do last season serve as a helpful example to you? Is it something you've mentioned to the players at all? Look at what they managed to do. Look at what we could do. Yeah,
not really. Anybody that's seen it could see what happened. But the players are fully focused. The players are taking on board what we're trying to do. And as I say, we're trying to make sure that we get a squad of players together who are fully focused on what we want to push. And we know the next 4 or 5 weeks we've got teams all around about us we've got to play. And I say, and they're at home. I think the fans have been fantastic at the Oxford game, so hopefully now we can get a boost and they can push us over the line at home, because I think their backing at home is so important for us. And as you've seen at the Oxford game, it gives the players great relief, because I think at the time Oxford were on a fantastic run, and as I say, the players get a wee bit of relief from the fans really going out there and getting behind them.
How is the health of the squad? It's a long trip this weekend. What sort of bodies are you going to be able to bring down? Yeah,
well, we've got a fully fit squad now. Hope Pan will be back, so it's another boost for us, whether he starts on Saturday or not. But we've got another tough game on Tuesday in a replay against Peterborough. So we've got probably 23, 24 players we can pick from now, and it's important that I pick the right squad to go down and hopefully try and come back home with a victory on Saturday.
And I know we've talked about it week on week, but you have made some recruits that have made a good impact. Is the work finished yet? Are you looking ahead to January, or are you still trying to do bits and pieces before then if you can?
Yeah, I think it's difficult now. We've only got 3-4 weeks to the transfer window opens. We've been working really hard behind the scenes to try and get players lined up to, as I said, to come in and help the players that we do have. And as I said, these are things now that we need to push forward, but I've said to the players we need to forget about January now and focus fully on December. We've got 5 massive games coming up, and we need to make sure that we're still in contention and try and get away from a bottom 4 by would be a great achievement. But if we're still in around it, then hopefully we can go in and maybe strengthen the squad in January.
Just on Free, is it a case of they're now prepared to wait for January and almost see what's around at this stage? Yeah,
I think it's difficult now. I don't think there's many players now that is going to sign for December now, and anybody that's not got a club's probably going to wait until January now. So no, we've been working tireless behind the scenes to see we can help get some players in. It's going to push us away from where we are in the league.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it.
No problem.